Hi, everybody. This is Deborah with Deborah's Blue Tarot. Who else would I be, right? Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any and all that may be watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Um, it would help, obviously, my channel. Liking and subscribing are free. You can just click on it. And if you want the notifications, that would help too. And you can click on that, and that will just let you know when I'm dropping a video, or if I'm going to do a live, which I haven't done yet. It would let you know that I'm going to, about to go live. That's the notifications, and the liking and subscribing are just obviously what they are, like and subscribe. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. This is all about my impressions of what I feel from my cards and my pendulum. And yes, I am going to use the pendulum. And for the individual who was so kind to send me an email telling me how inaccurate the pendulum is and that I should stick to my cards, I totally appreciate your feedback. But I think that I'm going to do what I want to do on my channel. That's all I can say. That's all I want to say. I do appreciate you watching, however, and I'm never opposed to information, advice, suggestions, or anything like that. So, no harm, no foul. Today, I have a few items to discuss. I want to talk about Doge, whether or not it's going to get shut down. There's a lot of judiciary noise. The Felon45 has decided to ignore the courts because he thinks he's above them, except he's not above the Supreme Court. He's not. And that's a fact. One is level 2, one is level 3. I don't know which is which. I think level 3 is Supreme Court, level 2 is the House of White. But I'm not sure which is which. I do know that they're even pretty much in power and things that they say. So let's begin with Elroy Jetson and Doge. Will it eventually get shut down? Let's see what the cards say. Sorry to be snarky. I just, my channel, my choice. Just like my body, my choice. You get that, right? All right, let me pull this down a little bit so you can see what I'm putting in front of me, the cards, actually. That's the Moon card. This is fear, anxiety, betrayal, illusion, hidden motives, imagination, dreams, subconscious intuition. I'll go with anxiety and hidden motives on this one, the Moon. The Queen of Cups, intuitive, creative, visionary, new romance. That doesn't count here. New horizon, self-improvement, calm compassion, and a mature woman. The Queen of Cups. You know who I think that is, right? That's right, the Lotus Queen. Aha! The King of Pentacles. Here you are. Control, power, career-oriented, money talks, finances, business, middle management, secure, etc. This is my Felon45 card. It probably always will be. I can't even look at it without seeing him. Fool. New beginnings, adventures, leap of faith, free spirit, naive, and indeed even just a fool. Let's put that really close. Knight of Cups. Romance, declaration of love, proposal, lover, the knight in shining armor. The young man coming in like the winner with a cup, which represents emotion. This is a younger man. When I say younger man, I don't mean 12. I mean, over the legal age. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Seven of Swords. Betrayal. Stealing. Evasion, cunning, thwarting, enemy, obstacles. Yeah. I'll just put that right there as well, next to you-know-who. Four of Cups. Discontent, boredom, apathy, uninspired. Is that all there is? Well, he's not feeling really good about his ability to stay in Doge. Secrets, things that are hidden. Mature, compassionate woman. Intuitive. New horizons, a visionary, in the middle of which Felon45 and everything he stands for. The Fool, new opportunity, leap of faith. It could be someone who's just being foolish, but I don't know that I would consider Elroy foolish. I would consider him a thief. That's what this card basically says to me. He is a thief. This is the card of creativity, the knight in shining armor, the intuitive young man. Could be someone in the military. Could be, because I'm looking at his, what do I want? His uniform. And the horse, prancing with pride. And the Four of Cups. This is a card of discontent, boredom, apathy, self-absorbed. Yes, this is the card of Elroy Jetson. I'm going to set these off to the side. And let's put one. We're going to move on from Elroy, the Fool, the cheat, the liar. And we're going to move on. I want to talk a little bit about the Middle East and see if Bibi is about ready to bite, to meet his maker. All he really cares about is war. He wants basically to end people who are not Israeli. And might I add, you do not have to be Jewish to be Israeli. You can be an Israeli citizen and be Christian, Muslim, Catholic, whatever. And I've lived there, and there's a lot of people in Israel, within the borders of Israel, that are not Jewish. But I do want to talk about Bibi, who I think is the twin of Felon45. I don't know how they all landed in this same time period, but they sure did. Let's do a quick throw. Just 3 cards on Bibi. And see if he's about ready to bite the dust, or if the government there is ready to have him bite the dust, however you want to put it. I pull from the middle. I pull from the bottom. Okay. The bottom card is Judgment. And what this says is, what I consider judgment is full-on judgment, not justice, which talks to me about the courts and so forth. This is renewal and liberation, rebirth, judge for past actions, atonement, healing, changes, a second chance. That's on the bottom. That's the energy of the deck. What we have here is Temperance, which is patience and moderation, harmony, self-control. Next to the Page of Swords, pages are younger even than knights. A message about business, unscrupulous business deals. What a shock. Netanyahu. The King of Cups. That's not him. That's somebody else. Now, this has always been my Joe Biden card. It would not be my Barack Obama card, for example. This doesn't just talk about all former presidents or George W. or whatever. This is my Biden card. I don't know if he's involved in any diplomacy. I have no idea. I don't know that Felon45 would allow it because, you know, he has to take credit for everything. But this is a card of social skills, strength, balance, diplomacy, knowledge, legal training. This is my Biden card. And this is my Lotus Queen card. Down to earth, motherly, industrious, generous, career, creative, practical, financially responsible, secure woman. So I don't know if he's in trouble here. Unscrupulous business deals. And then in comes, say, a man like, or a person like Biden, if not him himself. I don't know. And this is my Lotus Queen card. Interesting. I personally am surprised that Bibi is still of the earth. I would have thought for sure that someone would have unalived him. However, I don't think that those that are at odds with him in other countries. I'm not really sure that they want to go there. They want him to pull the first, dropping all these, to drop all these cards at once. I'm going to keep the 3 that I dropped just because I turned them over. But anyway, the next topic is Congress. Are they going to actually show any signs of life and do anything that is relevant and important? Let's just pull one more. Wow. Third throw. Third time I've gotten that card. Congress. Okay. This is the 4 of Wands. Here, let me bring this down. 4 of Wands. Right here. This is successful project, rest before the next stage, strong foundation of community. It could also be a marriage, but I don't, obviously that's off topic. If you look really close at the couple here, they're waving and, you know, to those who are waiting outside the theoretical gate. That's the Wands, the 4 of Wands. The 6 of Cups, this is a card about the past, about childhood memories, about pining for what came before. This is the 6 of Cups. Nostalgia, goodwill, kindness. Remember, we are talking about the Congress here. The card of thievery. Go figure. The 7 of Swords. Deceit, betrayal, strategy, evasion, solving problems, cunning, thwarting energy, sidestepping the obstacle. This is all about Congress. Okay. Ace of Wands. A card of movement. An ace of all things. Artistic, inspiration, creativity, new cycle of enterprise, will and determination. And it stands next to the Queen of Wands that we pulled 3 times now. I'm going to suggest that this spread tells me that Congress is fighting within itself. I don't mean just Democrats and Republicans. I'm talking about amongst themselves, perhaps amongst the the red side versus the blue. I don't know if they're going to do anything. They just got their butts ripped open by the senator, I can't remember his name, an older gentleman from Connecticut who let them have it. It's all over the internet, so if you want to see it, jump on and look up the Congress, and you'll find it. You'll also find it on the Midas Touch, if you choose. Let's do just kind of like a overall vibe on Felon45 and Elroy, Leon, Elroy, whatever you want to call this dude. So we'll do 3 cards here for Felon45 and 3 cards here for Elroy. This is Elroy. This is Felon45. Okay. Elroy, 10 of Swords in his back. Somebody, whether it be the Congress in whole, or someone is going to go after him. I'm actually hoping it's the Congress. I'm not looking for anybody to be mortally wounded. Misfortune, pain, the lowest point, defeat, crisis, backstabbed, no pun intended. Surrender, then pick yourself up, hitting the rock bottom, but worst is over. Not really. Not in this case. If this is as I feel that it is, Elroy has been taken down, or will be taken down. The second card is the 7 of Cups, illusion, delusion. Wishful thinking, imagination, fantasy. Drug use. Yeah. And then the 3 of Cups, celebration. Again, from my perspective, this would be removal of Elroy. And the people celebrate. Celebration, rewards, community, group, party, victory, healing, creativity, generosity. Doesn't sound like Congress. It sounds like the citizens, my fellow citizens, whether you are red, blue, green, orange, vote red, vote blue, I don't care. This is the citizens. Elroy. Felon45, the Ace of Swords, new idea, determination, force, truth, breakthrough, strength in adversity. Excuse me. I can read. It's also the Sword of Truth. The Sword of Truth is coming through for Felon45, and he's not going to like it. The Sun, full revelation, illumination on the truth, satisfaction, clarity, understanding, achievement, good news. And here's your news, your 8 of Wands. Each wand represents action and incoming information, whether it be on video, media, print, whatever. This is Felon45. I am going to use my pendulum on this one and this one. Yes, I am. And everything has been saged, including every card every pendulum, everything I'm using. Spirit, are you with me? Okay. These 3 cards on Felon 45. Is he going down? Okay. Clear, please. Is this information that's coming in really fast? Information about his lawsuits that are pending against him, or the Supreme Court against him, or something of that nature? Is this about Felon 45 and the news that's coming out about him? That's a yes. The Ace of Swords, Spirit. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Is the Ace of Swords the truth coming out against Felon 45? And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, my hand is not moving this pendulum. I just give it a cleaning. I've got a candle right here, as you can see. Okay, let's read on. Let's have a look at the timing. 27. Okay. Let's do a couple more yes-nos. Pendulum readings. If you don't care for this kind of thing, you're welcome to leave. If you do, I would love for you to stay. Pendulum. Okay, thank you. Spirit, show me no. 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 Clear, please. Spirit, show me yes. Thank you, Spirit. Clear, please. Spirit, is Congress going to do anything about what's going on with Doge and Elroy and so forth? Is the Congress going to do anything? It says yes. I'll believe it when I see it. I added that part. Yes. Clear, please. Will the Congress have meetings on Doge? No. Clear, please. Will the Congress censure anyone in particular? It says yes, but I don't know who. Spirit, clear, please. Is the Supreme Court going to take on Felon 45? It's the biggest yes yet. Clear, please. Spirit, does the Supreme Court have more power over the executive branch than executive over Supreme Court. Supreme Court over executive branch. Okay. Clear, please. That was a yes. Executive branch over Supreme Court. That's a no. Okay. And before we end today's video, let's look at, my head's cut off. Let's pull a few oracle cards from my Moonology deck, which you have all seen before. And I hope everybody's having a good day so far, or if you're watching this later, that you had a good day. I was supposed to work tonight, but there was an active shooter this morning at the hospital, and they were in lockdown for 2 hours, hiding in our staff locker room with all the staff plus patients. It's not that big of a room. They canceled all elective services, outpatient elective services, of which I work in that division. So I don't work tonight. I'm glad everybody is safe, and I'm sick to hear with guns being used as a offensive weapon in a civilian entity, by a civilian entity, versus a defensive weapon. I don't have a problem with gun ownership. I have a problem with the purpose of using the gun. Hopefully that won't get me thrown off. I'm all for the Constitution and everything it says is important to abide by. I am. But this is insane. Okay. This is the South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. It's really a cool card. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Let's go somewhere in the middle. I think I mentioned this to you guys. These are like, they feel almost like velvet. Full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So if anyone out there is doubting themselves or having one of those days where you're just feeling like you're not good enough, and maybe you've had a battle with somebody verbally or otherwise, and you just don't feel like you're good enough, but you are. This fell out. Okay. We'll use them both. Adjustments are required. This is a 3/4 moon. Adjustments are required. Yeah. adjustments are required. And the last one here, your hard work is paying off. Okay. Everybody keep safe today. I'm sending you love and light. And I'm wishing everyone well. Please be kind to others so that they can be kind to you. I got that one from the Oracle of Whimsy, Dr. Whimsy. She's magnificent as well. Take a look at her channel. She's spectacular. At any rate, I'm going to say goodbye for the day. Me and my pendulum and my cards. Take care of each other, everybody. We only have each other. That's it. Thank you for coming and stopping by. Please subscribe and like.